There we go. Layout has been flipped. Now we have a Southpaw. Today is the Pangea. Everyone's been talking this up. Just to let you guys know too, this is going to be a sponsored stream. It's not going to hold me back from telling the truth. It's a full size. I don't even remember the last time we built a full size board other than the Fossil. It is going to be $525. All right, so it is going to cost a little bit more. So $525. You can get WinKey, WinKeyless, or HHKB. Very few full-size boards that even offer that. I don't know which one we have today. I haven't even opened this yet. I've been waiting for you guys. There is Bedrock colorway, which the Glacier colorway, Sediment, which I think Sediment looks really nice. Sediment might be one of my favorites, other than Earth. But you know what, Earth? I feel like I have a lot of brown keyboards now, which I'm happy with. Sediment's kind of my fave right now, and then C, and I believe the most expensive one's Bedrock, and then I think what's the least expensive one? Sediment. Sediment is $475, so it starts at $475. The Bedrock version costs $525. Actually, solder does cost $5 less too. Either way you go here, solder or hot swap should be fine. A lot of cool colors though. A lot of interesting colors. This Bull really nailed it with the way this looks. I don't have any other thing to show you on this page, but that's the colors and that's the price point. So the lowest price point possible is $470. The highest price point possible is $525. But I have a question for you guys. Is there a lot of people interested in full size? I feel like there is a lot of demand for full size these days. Like I think there's tons of it. So love full size but don't have the space. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that there's people who actually want full size boards. I feel like the space is really needed some, to be honest. There's carbon fiber, a plastic plate, which looks like palm, maybe? And then an aluminum plate. We have the gaskets, a lot of little things here. CF would be fun. We'll see what we build. We're using MX black switches today. More gaskets. Oh, I love this. Okay, so separate area for the numpad. I love when boards do that, full-size boards especially. Okay, there's a few different things in here. I would be very curious to use the solder version. Before we actually open it up, we do have to snap all these things off, so it'll be no different from the way the hot swap one is kind of, separated PCBs. Which, by the way, in case you guys are maybe watching this back or like wondering why I think this is a good design, the longer PCBs tend to sound a little bit different. So when you kind of separate them, it kind of also affects the way everything feels. So instead of having that bow in the middle over here, like that soft spot in the center, the soft spot moves back to the center of, where your alphas are. So it's quite nice that they've separated both the numpad as well as the rest of the keyboard here. Fantastic. I like that a lot. We do have lots of compatibility. This one here only seems to have one bottom row though. I don't know if that's just standard across all the PCBs. Also, if you guys don't know, I think the other reason why they've separated this is you can flip this. I don't know what we're going to build today. I have a feeling everyone's going to want me to build Southpaw because that's like the new hotness right now. So we'll see. So what I mean by flip is you can put the numpad on each side. Either side, rather. It is cool. That's one of the perks about the Pangea. It's flippable. I just feel like lately everyone's been really into Southpaw. I'm not going to lie. I really want to build this board regular schmegular, but if we want to do Southpaw, I'm down to do Southpaw. This is Glacier. This is also really nice. Oh my god. Polycarbonate shell. Okay, dude, I need to get one of these already. I love the way this looks. Now, I don't have a full-size board in my collection. I have technically one, it's a prototype, but we're giving that away soon anyways. But I might have to purchase one of this in this particular finish. This is so hot, dude. Oh, look at the back too, man. This is nice. This is look at the light, the way this catches the light too. So we have a really nice side profile with that being said. It's a good play on a box on wedge, but because this particular version has different materials, we get this beautiful distribution of different texture almost, and just the way the board looks is fantastic depending on the light. This is really nice. I like the very sculpted kind of bottom over here too. Oh, it's acrylic. My mistake. You're right. Bull did tell me it was acrylic, but slipped my mind. This particular version is... Hold on one second. It does say frosted polycarbonate on this particular one, but he has mentioned this is acrylic to me privately. Okay, it's either acrylic or polycarbonate. It's silver anodized aluminum bottom, polished stainless steel. This is a polish, which I think is a little nicer than PVDing. Brass inside weight. This is really nice too. I really liked stepped weights like this, by the way. Stepped weights like this, I know they're usually used to kind of help lower the front height a bit, but I find this helps diffuse sound a lot too. This looks fantastic. All right, we'll build it exactly like this too. But again, you can flip this, so if you guys don't want the numpad on this side, the cool thing is you just take the frame and flip it basically. Daughter board's already in there, so I don't need to worry about that. This is hidden screw, and there's a reason, the design reason that he went with not having outside exterior screws, if it ever wants to load the Google Docs form. But the main goal of the project was to make a full size that could have a numpad on either side. The frames are used to make this possible and are stylized to get a unique top-down look, which I think he very much did here. Listen, it's just me. You know, I have to still give my opinion on this. I don't personally think this is an objective flaw. I just think it's not my favorite thing in the world, but regardless if it's a buy-on bolt or the regular style of hidden screws, Bull just didn't want to interrupt the back curve over here, which is totally fair. I get that. I'm not gonna, you know, criticize that portion too hard, but I just don't like, the only reason I don't like hidden screw designs is because when you want to get inside the keyboard, you got to take off all your keycaps and then you got to move everything. All right, and then some other stuff too is ultra low front height. So the front height, we don't measure with the keycap here. We're just gonna measure the regular schmegular front height here, is a whopping 17.15 millimeters. This only has an 8.5 degree typing angle. Usually, sometimes people, what they'll do is they'll make the typing angle really high to kind of compensate for the low front height. 8.5, so this might be a bit steeper than some people are usually used to. I think 7 is usually the sweet spot for what people are used to. Love this. It's 2.7 kilograms unbuilt. Very, very cool. 1.6 mil PCB. Love that, dude. Absolutely love this. By the way, in case you guys are interested, the group buy for this, just to read you guys some more information, it's between September 16th, so it started a little while ago, to October 18th. And then estimate fulfillment is Q2. Bull's usually pretty good with fulfillment around his time periods. All right, here's the inside of the keyboard if you guys want to take another little peek at this. Got a little fingerprint or something over there. So it does look like there's a somewhat of a cable channel for a universal daughter board, which is amazing. We love seeing that. A little bit of a cable channel here to kind of lock in your cable, which is quite nice. And then here is the weight, just so you guys see it up close again while the keyboard's not built. This is supposed to be what, like topography of like the Pangea continent or something like that. And then here is the underside of this, in case you guys were interested in looking. So we would just have to unscrew this to kind of flip this around. But as you guys can see, this is two separate pieces. In case you guys were wondering, how does this break into two parts? Which we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to flip this around because you guys want it the regular schmegular. And then the frame on the top would also need to be flipped around. So let's do that right now. Actually, this is an excellent demonstration of how this particular part of the product works. So again, if you guys didn't know, this actually flips. I love boards like that, by the way. So much value, so many different layouts. And this is done in a pretty simple way, like it's not overly complicated, which is great. So you guys can see it's a few different pieces. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these back. We're gonna do kind of your standard. I'm not doing anything crazy for this. Oh wait, does it go this way? No, it does go this way. The inlay goes on top. Any inserts for the screw on the PC. So this is acrylic, and you know what? Great question. It doesn't need it doesn't need threading for this because it's not threading into the acrylic. So you don't have to worry about threading for this. It actually threads into this piece, and the acrylic is kind of sandwiched in between. Yes, you can mirror the layout, which is great. So in this particular case, yeah, you just need holes in the acrylic. You don't need thread inserts. So as you guys can see, actually we need to put the this in first. But yeah, look at that, bam. Fresh keyboard layout. I think a lot of people would probably benefit from a hot swap board here, in case you do want to mirror this particular numpad. But ultimately, since everything's separated, if you do want to switch it up one day, you just have to take little pieces apart and then flip it again. So it's not super difficult, but maybe this would be the most beneficial to have hot swap. This guy right over here, in case you want to change this up. We have some different little gasket grommet type things. I think the harder ones are the black one, the gray's in the middle. I guess let's just go with the middle for now. Nothing for mounting points even remotely close to the space bar. Thank you, Bowl. Love that. And if you guys are wondering how the PCB attaches, it has both the ribbon cable connectors on both sides. They have like a little notch you're supposed to align, which I didn't do a great job of. Was it blue side this side, or is Gondo still here? Oh wait, this ribbon cable looks a little different from this one. I'm not sure if I should use this ribbon cable or just stick with this one. You remember the blue on the numpad side? Typically the blue is supposed to go up, but now I'm confused too. A way to kind of slot these on the bottom first, but it's okay. I guess we could technically do that and then just slot it in. Would that sort of work? Yeah. Okay. It's coming together, everybody. I hate ribbon cables, even in tight spaces even more. Not the biggest fan, but in this case, I understand why. I don't think this is an objective bad thing. It's just more like a you need to be careful. So when we go to screw this in, I'll kind of show you guys from the side. When you go to screw this in, you're going to want to lean your screwdriver away from the edge of the case. Happen to push it too far to the case over here, you're going to end up scratching the case. And it's easy to think that in theory, like, oh, I'll never do that. But I guarantee you, there's going to be a day where you're assembling something and you don't realize how your hand is leaning and you have the potential to scratch something. I have to look at it from the perspective of someone maybe who's going to buy this as their first board all the time, right? Someone who's new to the hobby all the time. Even if this board is meant to only target people who've been in the hobby for God knows how long. I love, love, love the aesthetic of this. Now for keycaps. Let's take a breath here for 1 second and let's take a look at this, how this board sounds. Those artisans, I love these little artisans. They're so cute. Look at these things. I don't even mind the numpad being like this. It's whatever. Oh, this is... I think PP was a really good plate choice, by the way. So, okay. This is the Pangea by Bowl. This keyword's already looking lovely. If you guys kind of want my general quick synopsis on it, great keyboard. I don't think there's really any glaring problems at all. The anode looks good. The stainless steel polish looks good. The acrylic top looks good. We made sure there's no need for any sort of helixes or sort of screw taps. It looks fantastic. I think from a comfort standpoint, I can already tell you this is something I personally like, and if that means anything to you, you know, this is going to be great. It is gasket mounted. We're using the 60A gaskets. It's a flippable design, which makes this even better. This is MX Blacks on PP. It's the 60A ones. This sounds great, guys. Okay, this plate might be my favorite for this board right now. No, I think the PP plate was a really good choice here. Again, this is a separated PCB here. That's why there's so much movement happening here, as you guys can see. Numpad sounds great. I think this sounds phenomenal. The alphas are nice and deep with the PP plate. As far as I know, they're MX2As. I really liked it. You guys want to see Southpaw config? Sure. Let me take everything out. We're going to unplug it. We're going to take the PCB. I know it's off camera right now. Just bear with me. We're going to take the PCB. We're going to take out the ribbon cable. We're going to put this on this side because I think now... Oh, sorry. It'll be this side. So now we have the other layout here. Let's just plop this in. I guess it probably is easier just to go from the bottom here. Let's plug you in here. All right, now we got to take this. Let's just dump all the screws out. Not the layout is fixed. No, that's the wonderful thing about this board. That's why I think this, for its price point, pretty good value, man. And value is subjective, but for a premium board to have a flippable layout like this and do it so seamlessly, at a glance, you're probably not going to know, you know? This is fantastic. Yeah, we're flipping pretty easily here. Aesthetics are pretty top-notch too. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I guess there's a top and a bottom for this. Oh, there is. Okay, so maybe that's something Bowl could do, is to create some sort of indicator for the top and the bottom. There we go. Layout has been flipped. Now we have a Southpaw. I mean, it could sound different. I believe the screw placement on the frame itself attaching to the bottom is actually here. I don't know. It doesn't sound bad, though. Like, do you guys think it sounds worse or it sounds better? It's all preference. If you guys don't think it sounds good, my advice is, hey, it may be just the switches I'm using you guys don't like. Maybe it's a combination of things, but you guys also can opt to not get it if it doesn't sound good to you. There's also a bunch of different builds, I believe, with different switches that have happened. But still, very nice. I think it sounds fantastic for what it is in both. I don't know if I'd have to go back and look and see if they're actually different, but no, it's genuinely a nice sounding board. I think this turned out great. Bull should be very happy. Gondo, you should also be happy with the PCB. It looks good though. Kind of preferred it in the regular schmegular kind of full-size keyboard look. It's weird. I like 1800s when they're flipped. I like Southpaw because you don't take your hand up the mouse. Yeah, one of the advantages of that for sure. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Thank you for everything. And bye-bye.